I'm Bill Crum from News OK and the Oklahoman. I'm here today with Eric Wenger, the Public Works Director for the City of Oklahoma City. We are going to talk about the quiet zone, which is the corridor for not blowing whistles along the railroad tracks that go through downtown Oklahoma City. Thanks, Eric, for being with us.
Thank you, Bill.
If you don't mind, tell us what exactly a quiet zone is.
So the Quiet Zone project in Oklahoma City began about 2 years ago, and it's an opportunity to allow the trains that pass through downtown to not blow their whistles while actually crossing several of the at-grade or street crossings. Today, obviously, those that are downtown, either that work or that live here, obviously hear those whistles as those trains, for safety, blow those horns through the intersections.
They're pretty much constant.
So the safety corridor, the sealed safety corridor, also known as a quiet zone, provides for an ability to control the intersections better with new safety improvements, and in some cases, the closure of a street, and then gives that train engineer the opportunity to not blow the whistle. So again, it has the ability to hopefully quiet downtown somewhat.
Okay, and the benefits, besides quieting Oklahoma City, that the way I understand it is a benefit to folks who want to live downtown, work downtown, and to development.
That's one of the benefits, and the other is obviously to improve the safety at each of those intersections as well, because there is actually construction that goes with the quiet zone. It's not just an administrative effort. And so as the city's worked very closely with the railroad and also the Federal Rail Administration, there's actually a point system to declare a quiet zone. So certain things have to be done to meet the criteria. Roads that are closed have a higher point than ones that aren't closed, and the ones that are upgraded with stronger safety features garner higher points than ones that just have traditional alarms. So we did have a point system that we were ranked, and so the proposal today for the quiet zone is to meet that minimum point standard.
Okay, and there are some concerns that were raised at the Planning Commission about the crossing at 14th Street. Can you tell us a little bit about what those concerns are, and over the next month, how you might be able to address them?
So with the project having been underway for a couple of years, we've actually started reaching out to some of the business owners in the area, especially on those that are on the closed streets. And so we know that we do not have unanimous support for the closure of those streets, but again, they're required to meet the point system for the quiet zone. But we've mitigated a lot of the closures by already, at the case of 14th Street, Oklahoma Avenue, which is on the east side of the railroad tracks, was a one-way street. It has since been converted to two-way to restore any lost access to that area.
West side of the crossing, the fire department's got a little bit of concern about the configuration there. Can you fill us in on how you might address that?
So on the west side of 14th, most of the property right there along the sides of the street is actually owned by DeLisi. In the conversations that staff has had with DeLisi, is that there's actually a goal to close 14th west of the tracks and to create that into a private property or private access to the DeLisi operation.
Okay, and if that was closed, then fire department has other ways to access the property if there is an emergency, I guess.
It would be considered a single site, so obviously the site would need to comply with fire access, but from a streets perspective, closing that and returning it, say, to private property status, is part of that coordination that we did with that particular owner.
Okay, well, thanks very much. Again, Bill Crum from News OK and the Oklahoman. I've been talking about the Railroad Quiet Zone planned for downtown Oklahoma City with Public Works Director Eric Wenger of the City of Oklahoma City. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome, Bill.